Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is Abdulrahmankahi and you are watching Animals Production Practices. In our today lecture, we are going to talk on the production of the layers. What could be the production phases of the production of rearing layers? The phases we will be discussing in details step by step. Similarly, what could be the production requirements of the layers? Are going to show poor performance. Housing management. Housing management in case of layers is very much important as the birds are left in the brooding until they are 10 weeks of age. Up to the age of 10 weeks, we are going to place the chicks in the brooding room. Similarly, when they are moved to growing phase. After the 10 weeks, the birds are moved to the growing house till the completion of the laying period. This reduces the stress on the birds and reduces the chances of the disease outbreak. There are three types of housing, which is comprising production wise, that is maybe first in case of brooding, then rearing, and at the end laying phase. Similarly, in the brooding room, rearing house or rearing room, and laying room. Second combination may be the brooding plus rearing and laying in the same house. After brooding, we just have to transfer the chicks to the rearing room, and after the specific period of rearing, that room is also known as laying house. And the third category may be brooding and rearing in one house, and laying house may be separate. These are the three possible categories of the housing. If we talk about the example, energy should be 2970 kilocalorie per kg in growing ration from 6 to 14 weeks, but it should be reduced after 14 weeks to 2750 kilocalorie per kg of ration to control or regulate the body fat deposit. This is the very simple demonstration of nutrient requirement, and the energy is explained here. As in case of 6 to 14 weeks, the energy requirement is just 2970, but after 14 weeks it is reduced and is 2750 kilocalorie per kg. And the other nutrients, if we talk about to them, just like fats, exceeding fats, pullets usually suffer from an increased rate of prolapse. If the diet is having excessive fat, then the birds may suffer from prolapse. Insufficient energy consumption will result in poor laying house performance. This is the result of the nutrition deficiencies, as in case of if we are giving extra nutrients, then, and if we are giving insufficient nutrient, then again both situations are very harming for us. Protein requirement of growing birds is 15%, calcium 0.6%, and phosphorus 0.4%. The feeder space. First of all, look at this. The mini leghorn egg type pullets, leghorn egg type pullets, and medium size egg type pullets. The production phase, meant to say the rearing, then rearing and laying, the feeder space may be changed with the passage of time. As in case of mini leghorn egg type pullets, the space requirement maybe 2 inch per bird, and we can provide through extra space of 0.5 by using large tube feeder which is having the capacity for 100 birds, and the 2.5 inches space may be provided over using large tube feeder. Similarly, in case of Leghorn neck type pullets, the space requirement is 2.5, and using this equipment we can provide 3 inches per bird. And medium sized pullets, they require space requirement of just 3, and we can provide 4 inches per bird by using large tube feeder. Another very important component in the house, that is lighting. Light is very much important, and it should be considered as much important as should be. Light intensity as well as duration affects the age at sexual maturity. If the duration of the light period is less, it causes late maturity, and vice versa. If the duration of the light period is less, it causes late maturity, as it affects the age of at sexual maturity. If the duration of the light will not be sufficient, it will cause the late maturity. Due to early maturity, egg size remains small for several months, and chances of prolapse also increases. This is in case of excessive light. Light threshold during rearing is 10 to 11 hours, which give the satisfactory results. In case of rearing period, the light should be provided just for 10 to 11 hours. Duration of light for pullets. There are two lighting schedules, in season and out season. In case of in season, chicken hatched between 1st March to 31st August. Provide 24 hours light for first 3 days, then provide natural light up to 19 weeks, and then provide 10 and 11 hours of light during 20th and 21st week of age. Then increase 30-minute light time per week until 16 to 17 hours. Duration of light for pullets. Out season. Chickens hatched between 1st September to 28th February. For such type of chickens, provide 24 hours light for first 3 days, then determine day length at the age of 20 weeks. Add 17 hours in it for first week. Decrease the light by 20 minutes per week until 19 weeks of age. At 20 weeks, supply at least 10 hours light, and during 21st week, provide 12 hours light. Similarly, after 21 weeks of age, increase 30-minute time per week until 16 to 17 hours of light is achieved. This is the standard time we have to maintain in our houses. Intensity of light. This is a simple equipment which can be used to measure the intensity of the light, and the intensity can be measured in half foot candle, in foot candle or lux. However, the light intensity should be half foot candle during period. High or low intensity of the light affected the age and weight at maturity, and ultimately the performance of the birds in laying house. This meter is simply known as lux meter. You can see here it's written here lux, and it's the value. Age and body weight. The body weight of the birds at first egg should be about 1250 grams. Age at first egg vary with the strain. It should be about 20 weeks. Waterers. Automatic waterers like drip type, nipples and manual waterers are usually used. The depth of the waterer should be 0.5 inch to avoid debris accumulation in the water. These are the equipments which can be used for the watering of the pullets or the birds. Manual drinkers. These are manual drinkers. These are the automatic drinkers, and here the chicks are enjoying water. And this is the nipple drinker. This is a very efficient method of providing water to the birds. Ventilation during rearing. The next component of the housing is ventilation during rearing. Growing birds must have an ample supply of fresh air, and the air should be containing enough oxygen. Removal of carbon dioxide and ammonia from growing house is important to reduce the respiratory problem and stress during this critical period. The ammonia concentration in growing house should not be more than 25 ppm. This is the maximum concentration of the ammonia. Ventilation requirement is about 0.5 cubic feet per pound body weight. Record keeping, which is very important managemental practice. Records during rearing phase are just like of broilers, like line and source of the chicken, record of it, vaccination record, medication and supplementation record, feeding program record, feed consumption by days, weeks and during whole rearing period, body weight by weeks, mortality by days and weeks, and similarly the culling record, harvesting of the birds to market. Laying phase, management of the layers. It is comprising of the 21st to 72 weeks. The laying phase is comprising 21 to 72 weeks. Following are the factors affecting the laying hen behavior: laying period, selection of the flock, preparation for the pullets, space requirements for the layers, and nests. Similarly, feeding program, change in feeding program, house temperature and laying performance, changing the lighting program, layer vaccination schedule. Laying period. The layer bird mature at 20 weeks of age with 1250 to 1300 gram of live weight. At 28 to 29 weeks of age, its live weight should be 1500 gram. Layer birds efficiently produce 20 to 72 weeks of age. Selection. During rearing phase, a healthy flock must be selected. Moreover, the flock should be uniform with respect to age and weight. Preparing for the pullets. Cleaning. Regular routine of cleaning the house and equipment, disinfection and sanitation should be made a part of management program. Litter. The litter from the house should be regularly disposed of. However, the litter should be dry, common to areas, free of mold and economical. Add about 3 inch in summer and 4 inches in winter months. However, after using first time litter, it should never be used again and again in the houses. Yet it's the house of the pathogens. Litter is the house of the pathogens when it is firstly have been used. Commonly used litters are sawdust, rice hulls, sand, crushed corn. These are the common example of the litters which can be used in the houses. Preparing for the pullets. Nest preparation. A good dry, dust-free nesting material should be used to avoid egg breakage. Nesting material should be cheap, water absorbent, and possesses cushioning ability. Cushioning ability. Keep nest at dark place. Automatic equipment. Be sure that all automatic equipments are in working condition. The nest. Single compartment nest. Provide one nest hole for 5 hens. Nest should placed other crosswise of the house. Place the floor of the lowest tier 24 inches above the floor. For laying birds, nest should be 12 inches wide and 14 inches deep. Community nest. These are the types of the nest. Community nest. These are occasionally used as one for 35 hens. Similarly, a compartment of 2 by 8 feet in size has a hole at each end for the birds to leave and enter. Bottom end should be 24 inches above the floor. Roll away nests. In these nests, the wire bottom is sloped so that eggs roll to a compartment in the back. Similarly, the bottom should be 24 inches above the floor. Space requirements for layers. Type of floor. The floor may be either of mud or bricks or concrete. Similarly, the concrete is easier to clean and maintain and is recommended. Chances of disease transmission to the new flock are also reduced in case of concrete. Floor space requirements. Larger the birds, more the floor space is required. It also depends on the type of the floor, as layers on slats or wire require less space than those on litter floor. Required floor space per birds is 1.5 square feet to 2 square feet. Space requirements for layers. Feeders. Provide 3.5 cm feeder space provided by a round. Waters. Many types of waters are used, such as automatic trough type. Some are circular, other are having running water, pans, cups and nipples. Watering space of 1.25 inches per bird should be provided. Similarly, if we talk about the lighting program, changing the lighting program. First we had talked about changing the feeding program. Now changing the lighting program. Up to 19 weeks, pullets are provided half-foot candle light for constant 10 hours. At 20 weeks, the natural plus artificial light hours must be increased. A lighting of 16 hours is desirable at the peak production, that is 28 weeks of age. To achieve this target, most efficient program is to maintain 12 hours lighting by 21st week of age and then giving a gradual increase of half hours per week. In this way, lighting hours will reach 16 hours, the desired level, by 28th week. When the birds start declining at 40 to 50 weeks, light may be increased to 17 hours. One has to be very careful in the adjustment of the artificial light according to the daylight hours. Light intensity for layers at floor level must be 3 to 4 foot candle. And at the last, we are having the layer vaccination schedule. That is, at the very first day, Merrick vaccination should be done by subcutaneous route, and the dose rate should be 0.3 ml per bird. Similarly, at the age of 5 to 7 days, ND plus IB. This vaccination should be done using eardrops route, and 1 drop should be provided to each bird. At 9th day of age, HPS vaccine should be done by having a dose range of 0.25 ml by intramuscular injection. At 8 to 12 days, the IBD vaccination should be done by using a root of a eardrop, and 1 drop should be administered to each bird. At the age of 18 to 20 days, IBD vaccination should be done again, first at 5 to 7 days, then IBD vaccination should be at 8 to 12 days, and again at 18 to 20 days the IBD vaccination should be done. Now in case of 18 to 20 days, IBD vaccination can be administered by using water, dissolving in water. 21 to 22 days, Lesotho vaccination should be done by dissolving in water or by through the water. At the age of 28 to 30 days, IBD vaccination should be done by using water. Similarly, 32 to 34 days, the Lesotho vaccination should be done. At 6th week, fowlpox, 1 dip of branch, and it can be administered by using water. Similarly, at 8th week of age, coryza vaccination should be done, and the dose rate would be 0.25 ml, and it can be administered by subcutaneous injection or intramuscular injection. 10th week of age, ND plus IB vaccination should be done. At 14th week, coryza vaccination should be done, and at 16th week, ND plus IB plus EDS. All these vaccinations should be done by using intramuscular or subcutaneous route and having the dose rate of 0.25 ml. After every 2 months, then administered Lesotho vaccine by dissolving in water. Record keeping. Records of rearing phase and some other records regarding production phase given below must be maintained. That is the record of egg production, whole eggs, broken eggs. Thank you very much. If you are having any question, you may ask in the comments. Khuda Hafiz.